Hi everybody, this is Patty Chapman from Wax Dreams, and I'm going to give you a demonstration today of a mandela. So the first thing that we're going to do with the mandela is we're going to choose some crayon colors you can see here. With a mandela, I generally will start with the lighter colors towards the center and work my way to darker colors on the end, but that's not a steadfast rule. You certainly can work any way you see fit. So the first thing I'm going to do is melt the candles, melt the crayons. Alright, the best way that I've found to melt the crayons is to actually put the iron upside down and just rest the encaustic block or a crayon right against. And basically I'm just dripping. You don't want the drips to touch each other. And what I like to do is bring a color out in a spiral and then eventually stop. So the next color I'm going to use is this. Drops and drops in some of the spaces in between. So I'm going to continue to do this with several different colors of crayon. Keeping in mind I kept the lighter colors towards the center, and I'm going to vary all the colors. And once I've got dots of melted crayon all over this page, I will start again and show you how I do an encaustic mandela. Alright, so now I've dropped a lot of drops on about half the paper towards the center. We will drop more on the outside as we finish up here. But so this is approximately how close together. It's very random. Just have fun with it. Now I love to do my mandalas in the shape of a spiral. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my iron down. I have my iron turned up to make it a little bit easier to drop. So I've turned my iron down. What's just right outside of the camera space here is I'm just going to show you this pile of paper towels or napkins that I use. So here's my pile of napkins. This is what I use to clean my iron as I'm painting. Very inexpensive and can be recycled. Here in Canada it can be recycled anyway. So what I'm going to do is find the center point of my page. And my iron is cooled down now, turned down to low. I'm going to lay my iron flat on the paper so that the point touches my finger, so I know the point is at the center. And I'm going to give it a second to melt all those crayons together, and then I'm just going to gently peel my iron back. I'm going to turn my paper a tiny bit, and I'm going to go back to the center point with the tip of the iron, overlap slightly, last. Again, give it a couple of seconds to melt the crayon, and then very gently pull it back and just allow the wax to melt, to re-harden. So you can continue to watch as I'm going here. You can see I'm overlapping slightly. If for some reason the wax doesn't melt, you can see what I just did there. I had to drop the face back down again. There we go. Now I'm wiping the iron each time, so each time I put the iron down, it's fairly clean. It stops the colors from blending together too much. You want to melt the colors together, but not blend them into each other. This is the miracle of encaustic painting. All right, here we go. We're going to continue on. Beautiful. You can see we're getting close to getting back to the center point here. Because I'm working in a spiral, I'm going to complete my first circle. And then I'm going to move my iron down several inches and begin to form a spiral. You can see now I'm not going into a lot of new wax, so I'm not wiping the iron between each. I'm allowing the wax that's on the iron to become part of the design as opposed to wiping it off. So you can see this is just easily done by just turning the paper around, just following your pattern. Alright, so now I've done another whole circle around, and the painting needs more colors on it now, so I'm going to take a break and drip more wax on it, and then I'll come back and we'll finish up the mandela. Alright, here I am. I've done more dots all the way around, so I'm going to pick up right where I left off. Turn the iron down, low. Using the paper towels again to clean your iron off. And I'm just going to pick up where I left off and continue my spiral. I'm wiping my iron again after each time I put the iron down, because there's a lot of new wax. Just continue turning the page. just continue to move around. It takes a few minutes, but it's nice to see how long this takes in real time. You can see how it's coming together. It's quite beautiful. And really the only thing you have to do is tap and turn. A few extra drops. Just on the other side. All right. So there is the finished mandala in a spiral. You can see it spirals all the way out. I'm just going to polish this up and then I'll show you it again when it's completely done. All right, so the polishing process is done with a Kleenex and you can rub quite vigorously. You can see there's all kinds of residue that comes off. That's called the bloom. And then once you shine that up, you get a beautiful idea of what can be done.